So this is random, but we're gonna get into this free flow conversation that we truly, last week, if you hadn't watched it, go back, watch last week's episode. We, as 4 grown-ass adults, were laughing so hard there was at some point some tears. I don't know if you guys went back and rewatched it. I have a couple of times, listened to it. It was hilarious.
I think I've watched it like 3 times now. I just can't, like, I was live and I told everybody, I said, before you come to watch the podcast tonight, please God, go watch the podcast prior to this. I've never been in such a fun environment in my entire life. We were all at some point in time in tears,
I was crying,
out of breath. It was the greatest moment.
It was so good. So I said, you know what, let's keep this going. And last week we just started with a random topic. So I'm just going to say here, this is completely random because this is what it's going to be about. But I've noticed now that, you know, the job that I have is a little more physical and everything. It doesn't matter if it's summertime. Like I thought it was a summertime. My feet fucking stink. I just got a brand new pair of shoes. They stink. And I'm like, it's summertime. You know what I mean? It's hot. It's okay. Well, now it's wintertime. It was 26 degrees. I took my work boots off when I got home. They were atrocious. Like to the point where I'm like throwing socks away because they smell that bad. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. Again, just like last week, it was like when I was talking about the poop thing and you guys looked at me like, no, that's never happened. So you guys are selling, you guys don't have stinky feet?
Well, listen, as far as my feet being stinky, I don't know. As we all know, I don't have a sense of smell. What I can tell you is that I've had frostbite so many times on my feet. I have horrible foot circulation. So when I'm wearing steel capped or my capped toed boots, my feet sweat so bad, so fast. Like within the first hour, I can feel my feet are like wet, and it's like trench foot by the time I take my boots off after like a 10 or 11 hour day.
So they probably stink. I'm not alone.
I can only feel for my wife when it comes to that.
My feet definitely stink. I guess I haven't gotten to the point to where I'm vomiting. One thing I did learn when I was younger, and this isn't going to work if your shoes are soaked with sweat. If it's that bad, you probably need to dry them out first. But one thing I've tried is if you take them and you tie them in a plastic bag or two and you freeze them, it helps kill the smell. At least, of the shoe.
No, what?
Oh, no. Okay. I was like, how the fuck are you putting your feet in the freezer?
I've heard this.
Do that. Let's just tell kids.
So let me.
That's how Toby got his frostbite.
Let me clarify.
I misunderstood the assignment.
It's not like my feet are sweating that I can wring out a sock. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I was being me and overweight and going to a gym, they just fucking stink. But
I was just going off of what Toby was saying, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. So what I was going to say, you know, that's a great thing. And then actually this is a good little segue because we have an article from the mirror.co.uk that a man was, go ahead, Toby, first.
Real quick. Yeah. I'm going to tell you, as part of my tour up in Alaska, we did a 3-week stint in what's called Arctic Survival School, where they essentially put us up in the mountains for, 3 weeks. You build a snow hut, you live off of whatever food you can forage or snare.
And you built a school out of snow?
We built a school out of snow for all the little people.
Did Bear Grylls go?
But one of the things that they did teach us, which is something that Brandon's talking about, is at the end of the day, you would take your boots and you would essentially leave them out. We wouldn't put them in bags, but you would leave them out of the hut. And what it does is all that sweat and everything that is pooled up into your boots and the fibers, it pulls all of the dirt when it freezes. It pulls it all out to the surface of the fibers. And then when you get up in the morning, you bang the boots out and all of that dirt and debris and everything that's been clogging up the fibers pulls out. And you put your boots on, and it's like you're wearing clean, fresh boots.
So is that where the term banging boots comes from?
Yeah, don't think so.
Oh.
I did not know the science behind it to that extent, but I will say as a 14, 15-year-old kid who didn't want his stinky feet being smelled by the girls in school, I was listening to every old wives' tale I could find to just make sure that it wasn't to the point of where I was making myself or anybody else around me vomit.
Yeah, but it definitely does work, and it definitely will clean your boots. We had to do the same thing with our shirts, our pants, underwear, everything. You take everything off, you dip it in water, and you hang it up and let it freeze overnight. You wake up in the morning, you bang it off, and all of that dirt and everything is pulled out of the fibers. It's actually now when you put it back on. Better than coffee. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah.
Kill this
You throw on negative 45-degree underwear, your eyes open up
Ooh.
real quick, and you're like, all right, let's get the day going.
Then you have so much shrinkage you can't see your dick for a week.
Well, lucky for me, I already had that before I ever did that. So.
Plus, the cold weather obviously would kill a lot of the bacteria, anyways.
Absolutely.
And the plastic bag in the deep freeze, what that does is it makes sure your freezer doesn't smell like dirty feet. Like it keeps it in the bag.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that would be terrible. So not only is this a good show, but it is an educational show, clearly. So there was a man shamed by boss after saying he couldn't come into work because his girlfriend didn't wash his socks. This is a real story from mir.co.uk. Yeah, so apparently things are different in the UK. But yeah, we've all experienced those chilly winter mornings when it's tough to get out of bed and you're desperate for an excuse to call in sick to work. Apparently, we've all been there. One man, he left his boss speechless. Well, because apparently this dude, Ken Moore, which I think isn't that a paint or something? Maybe he's related to the paint guy.
Might be.
He's from Bristol.
Third cousins.
Not Tennessee. Apparently there's some, I'm guessing, a Bristol in the UK. Was left speechless after he got a text message from an employee saying that there was no way he could attend work that day because his girlfriend hadn't washed his socks. So he was so stunned that he actually posted a screenshot of this message, put it on social media, and it went viral with so many people shocked and amused by the workers. And then he put Brazierness. And all I think about is a company called Brazzers when I see that.
Brazzers. Yeah, absolutely. Brazzers.
Yeah. So Brazzers-ness apparently in feet. I guess in there. So yeah, there was somebody that was like, she ain't washed. Oh, there's a bad word in there. I don't know.
But I mean, of all the excuses you could possibly use to not come into work, you're going to use my girlfriend didn't wash my socks.
Yes.
Wash your own damn socks.
Yeah.
Here's my question to you guys. Do you, if you want to call into work, do you just say, hey, look, I'm not fucking feeling good, boss. It's just not going to work today.
No,
you tell the truth or do you come up with an excuse?
Brazzers.
I can tell you the excuse I'll use any given time because nobody ever asks questions about it. The moment you mention I've got severe diarrhea, everybody stops asking questions. They're like, hey man, I can't get off the toilet. I've got severe diarrhea. And they're like, all right, say no more. Have a good day. Just let us know. I'll see you tomorrow. And like it ends. Nobody wants that conversation.
Bring in a sample tomorrow to work. We'll see you then.
I have done that as a just in case after following my dog around all day. I'm like, you don't want to test it. You're gonna find I have a really odd diet.
Which is a great excuse, not an excuse, but a great thing to say if you work in radio like me, because look, you're either going to catch it on the chair in the studio or I'm going to be in the bathroom and I'm not going to be able to be on the air. So.
Yeah. And so this is a scaffolding company. So this guy called in. I mean, maybe it's possible he's out there in that hot weather with them stinky feet, just doesn't have enough socks. And
that's a piss poor excuse. Go without socks if you got.
I've literally gone and been like, shit, I'm out of socks, and I will turn around and go, well, this is gonna suck, and I'll grab the socks from yesterday and I'll throw those on, and I'll go at it. Like if nothing else, I'll grab a bar of soap, rinse them off real quick, grab a hair dryer. God forbid I stink up the whole room, but grab a hair dryer until they're just dry enough, throw them on, work on my day, man. Like that's a horrible.
Do you think it's possible that maybe he comes in his socks and they were crusty and he thought, hey, if she didn't wash the socks and they were still standing up in the room, that maybe it would cut his feet or he'd get some kind of infection?
Maybe, but if he's got a girlfriend, okay, two things. Number one, if he's got a girlfriend, he shouldn't have to come in his socks. Number two, although if she's not washing his fucking clothes, maybe he's coming in his socks.
He looks like a guy that would come in
her socks. I don't understand.
Maybe.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect time for me to announce this is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and just to let you know, No Nut November should not be a thing. If you're doing No Nut November, you're actually causing harm to your man's prostate. So do your job and go and lay your man down and help out with this horrible affliction.